Well, absolutely, my next guest needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever. All I have to say is the name, Neven Maguire. You are so welcome to us again in Cavan. Great.
Thank you.
The place is buzzing.
That's great. You know what? It's a great show. It's on my own doorstep, and it's something for the family, something for everyone here. It's a credit to Cavan County Council and everyone that puts it together.
Yep.
Because
year after your seventh year.
Yeah, incredible. And look at it, it's growing every year, and the great producers, over 130 producers. I'm after a busy cook along there where we had parents and kids.
Parents, that's what I was just going to say. You were just after your cookery demonstration, parent and children. And Neven, and I've interviewed you before, and one of your points always is to start children to cook young.
That's true.
And to start from scratch with the cooking. So what better place than with a mother and their child in the kitchen? It's
a great bond, and it's something that I always, for me, when I go back to my own career, my mother, from the age of 12, I was cooking, or maybe 8 or 9, making apple tarts, flapjack, shortbread, making a mess in the kitchen. I'm still doing that. But the love of food starts at home.
And you don't clean it up either, you admit it.
I do now. I do have people.
You realise it now.
Yeah, you do. You do.
Just joking.
We're kind of spoiled in the kitchen because we have people who wash up after us. Now that's in the restaurant. At home I do clean up. I promise you, Imelda, I do. But you know, the love of food starts at home, and you know, this is the second year we've done this, and it's been a great success. And you know, we had boys and girls, all different ages, you know, their mothers or fathers were there, and it was really good fun.
I do think, and you hear a lot of stuff being bandied about in the mainstream media these days, and we're very obsessed about obesity at the moment, because unfortunately Ireland is heading into one of the nations with the highest obesity rates, and we're talking young children here, so that's not a very good head start in life. But one of the main things is wholesome cooking, and you have stressed this all along. Wholesome cooking from scratch is the best way to avoid this sort of thing in the first place.
Yeah, you know, food is so much about education, and I mean,
it is the food we're eating that's making us fat.
Yeah, and there's a generation that has maybe lost on how to cook simple things the way my mother, my grandmother, your mother, whatever, you know, and that's really important, you know, to eat together as a family. Know what goes into your food. Convenience food is so readily available, it's so cheap, excuse me, but it's full of sugar and salt. So if we can get back to cooking and showing people a simple recipe, whether it's a casserole or soup or stew, whatever it is, or mince, you know, simple food is all about good ingredients. We have the best ingredients in the world, you know, and even like in one of my books, The Home Economics for Life, I have a full chapter on eggs. How to poach an egg, how to scramble an egg, and for me they're the most versatile ingredient. And I mean, if I can educate people, I think home economics is one of the best subjects. I was the first boy in my school in Hamilton. I got picked a lot. I remember that. I loved being with all the girls, but I got picked a lot. And you know, it's about education. It's a life skill. We need to teach people and young people and cook together as a family. Yeah, there's something very elegant about being able to hold your own in a conversation and talk about your recipe, what you cook, and everything. There's something great about that. Absolutely.
So, you know, and I was just talking to somebody else this morning. He's a wood carver, and he was telling me that he knew of people who actually would throw out a shirt because they weren't able to sew a button on. Wow. And the same comes from cooking, you know what I mean? If you can't cook basic stuff, you won't cook, and that's it, you won't do it. You will eat the fast foods, you will put on weight, and that can't be stressed enough. Yeah. Now I have to get back to your book, Home Economics for Life. A wonderful book, and I have to say, I don't normally do cookbooks, but it is fantastic. You go back to the basics, and if you couldn't do anything, just read the book, follow the instructions, and you will do it. Wonderful stuff.
Well,
great book.
It's done well. Like, I wrote 15 cookbooks, and by far this is my most successful book. So we connected with something, people getting the basics right. Home economics, as I say, is a great subject in school. I'm the ambassador in Ireland. I go to schools, I do demonstrate. I do believe home economics is such a fantastic life skill and subject. And with the book, it's very basic. There's only 50 recipes, but there's a full chapter
you have tips on lots of things.
Tips and loads of things, like eggs and potatoes and different wholesome, as you said, I love that word, fresh food. That's the key. You're not going to be stuck in the kitchen all day, I promise you that. That's my job as a chef. I want people to enjoy the family food together as a family and enjoy the good food. I think that's important.
Okay, so let's get to the Taste of Cavan. I think they have like 120 stalls. We've got so many producers. Even with trends going and coming, it just seems to be getting better and better. To get back to Cavan, now you might be, you know, in normal circumstances, sometimes you're hard pushed to say, what do we do in Cavan? But talk about throw-out names. I just heard yesterday you use Manor Farm chickens, for example. That's just one of them. One of the main sponsors here today.
Yeah.
And we've got Silver Hill Ducks.
Yeah.
You know, local producers. Margaret's Eggs.
She's a wonderful woman.
I've interviewed Margaret.
There's so many great producers here, and you know
they're so passionate about what they do.
They love what they do. You're absolutely right.
And the same with yourself with the cooking. It's just the passion of what you do, and that's what the mix
of what they do. And in Cavan, we have great chefs, we have great producers, we have a lot of great places to eat and stay. And it's kind of like, it's a lovely county to visit. It's beautiful scenery, guys. Like, I'm up the west of Cavan. I'm an hour from the Taste, well, a little less from the Taste of Cavan. The amount of people that come with me over this weekend and come here today, I'm really proud of that. I'm very happy with that.
No, I hate to be a little bit of a dampener, but you do live on the border, and Brexit is looming 31st of October, and we know nothing yet. We know nothing. So let's just go with the flow, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of a worrying time, and I really feel for farmers. They've had a really tough time.
Even as it is, they're having a tough time, especially the beef farmers.
For me, I'm a big supporter of Irish produce, whether it's beef or dairy, whatever. We have the best in the world. And for me as a chef and consumers out there, support your local farmer. That's really important. Your local produce, Irish produce, we have the best. So Brexit, I'm right on the border. I have 65 staff employed in Black Lion. Who knows? I don't have a crystal ball, but I think it's an absolute mess. And I'd be nervous going forward. Will it affect business? It's bound to. The uncertainty will create nervousness when there's no certainty what's going to happen. Will there be a border control? In Black Lion, we had 59 guards there during the Troubles. Now we have 1 guard there. So we've lived through some tough times. We don't want to go back to that. We're not going to accept that, and we shouldn't, you know. And hopefully, common sense will prevail. That will think, okay, let's work out a deal that everyone is happy with what they have.
That would be the best way forward.
So. And listen, it's just been a roller coaster, for the want of a better word. I've been asked by so many media people to comment on it. I honestly don't know, and I just hope.
But it does affect you very much. You can walk to the border from your house.
It's unreal. 2 minutes.
2 minutes, you're there.
From my restaurant.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Now, to get back to Neven, you don't need your second name anymore, Neven. It's just Neven now. No, it's Neven. Your latest TV program is coming out in September or October, isn't it?
So I've done a new program in March, and it's in Galicia, Asturias and Cantabria. So I'm very lucky now. I've done over 200 programs of my own with a gentleman called David here, and he's a lovely, kind man. And Portbia have been very, very good to me. But this program is in Spain. The Spanish Tourist Board brought us over. It's a beautiful part of the world. So I love my job, from cooking in the restaurant, from doing the Taste of Cavan, doing demonstrations, and then doing the TV and writing books. So I have a great variety in my career and in my life. Never did I think when I started cooking that I'd ever be on television. I'm very, very privileged, and I never take it for granted. And please God, in September, October, I'm doing an Irish seafood trails one, which is all about Irish seafood. Now, we're an island. I don't think we eat enough fish.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I really don't think so. And people get nervous about cooking and eating fish. And how do you buy it? How do you cook it? So there's a great chef here.
Because it has to be fresh. That's why.
Absolutely, you're right.
It has to be fresh.
Absolutely.
You need it on the day.
You're absolutely so right about that. When I go and visit different producers in our different places in Spain in particular, they love fish. But there's a great chef here from Donegal, Brian McDermott. He's from Moville, and he's a great ambassador for Irish food, but fish in particularly. What he's doing with fishermen, working very closely with in Greencastle, he opened up the Foyle Hotel, which is a fantastic place to stay and have food. I was there last week with my family. He's a great friend, but he's a great friend to us here in the Taste of Cavan, and I just love the way he cooks fish, the way he serves it simply. So we need to be going back and eating more fish, I think so.
Okay, well done. So how are the family doing? How are the twins?
The family are flying. They're 7 now. They're going back into second class now in September. A few weeks away going back to school. And it's been...
Did you get away in any holidays yet? Did you get away? Did you get a holiday yet?
It's been a funny year, I'm going to be honest with you. I lost my mother-in-law 4 weeks ago. And my mother-in-law was like a mother to me. And she reared the twins, and we're heartbroken over that. My wife too. She has no brothers or sisters, my wife. And so it's been a difficult time. But we are going away. We're going to go away now before they go back to school. We explored Donegal quite a bit, and we're going to go away to Portugal for a week, so we are. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, that's fantastic. Once again, one of the joys of my job are speaking to most interesting and enthusiastic people, and you're certainly one of them, and thank you for talking to us.
Thank
you
so
for
much.
talking to us again, and thanks for your part in a wonderful Taste of Cavan.
Thank you so much, and lovely to be here, lovely to see you and the team, and you always make me feel so relaxed and comfortable.
That's brilliant.
Up Cavan.
Up Cavan. Well done. Thank you,
Thanks,
Neven.
Mia. Lovely
Thank
to
you.
see you.